Hi, this is Simon from HomeKit News, and this week we're looking at a new smart lock, the latest Deadbolt device to enter the HomeKit arena from a company called Reagle based in Taiwan, where I am. So let's unbox this piece of kit and take a look, see what we think. So here we have the packaging for the simply named Reagle Smart lock, which is a Deadbolt lock and is of course compatible with Apple HomeKit. Whilst this is a smart lock, the lock also features a physical keypad as well as standard keys for the more traditional user. The Reagle Smart lock also uses Bluetooth as its primary connection. On the back of the box we're given a few pointers that explain the benefits of using this smart lock over standard locks, all of which I'm listing here. Now these aren't unique to this smart lock, but they do offer options over regular locks, for example. So quickly onto the unboxing, and the lock itself is nicely packaged and protects the contents quite well. So the first part out of the box is the interior assembly, which fits to the inside of your door. This has the thumb turn as well as a compartment to hold the 4 AA batteries you need to power the device. Handily enough, the inside of the battery compartment casing also has a QR code for the Reagle app as well as one instance of the HomeKit code. So as you can see, we've got some measurements there, and then onto the other half of the lock, which contains the lock itself and the keypad, and here are the measurements for those. Before we go any further, I should state that this video is not an installation video as such, so we're only looking at the lock itself and getting a good overview. However, installation is very straightforward. Let's now just have a quick look at the external half of the smart lock with the lock cylinder and the keypad itself. The individual buttons themselves are rubber and do have a nice tactile feel to them. Now, whilst I've already stated that I won't be going through an installation video as such, connecting the lock is actually fairly straightforward as long as your door fits. And in essence, the two halves connect with the two cables basically, and there's a little red marker that you can just notice, and as long as you match up the two red markers, it'll all work once you've fitted it to the door itself. Reagle also include 4 AA batteries to get you started straight away, along with an instruction manual in English which also contains the HomeKit code. You then get to the hardware side of things in a separate box, which includes the regular set of keys, 2 of them, a series of bolts to help you connect the lock to the door, a faceplate, and then the Deadbolt latch itself. This also comes with a matching strike plate and a drive-in sleeve. When it comes to the Deadbolt latch, it actually allows you to have the lock fit back sets that are either 70mm, which is 2 3/4 inches, or 60mm, which is 2 3/8 of an inch. So that's all the pieces you'll need for the door. So let's have a quick look at the interior assembly again. You've got your thumb piece, which allows you to open the door internally. And then in the battery compartment, as I've already mentioned, there's a HomeKit code and the space for 4 AA batteries. Batteries should last about 6 months. So just to recap, here's a list of things that should be in the box to enable you to fit the lock within minutes essentially. All you're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver, and assuming that the door itself is suitable for this type of lock, you should be good to go within a few minutes. In essence, a lock does one thing: it locks and unlocks the door. So locking the door is very straightforward. You press the Reagle button and it'll automatically lock, and to open the lock you simply enter the code that you generate and then press the Reagle button and it'll open again. I should just mention that although you can't make it out in this video, the keypad is backlit. So whilst this is a HomeKit compatible lock, I want to focus on the Reagle app itself because it does have a few features that you don't get in the HomeKit app. So the basics are that you can unlock and lock your door from the main screen. You can add users and you can remove them as well, of course. And then there are 2 types of codes that you can generate. The first of which is a user generated code. So you create your own code, which is between 4 and 7 digits. And once you've created that code, it synchronizes with the app, which synchronizes with the lock. You can of course set limits to these codes that you generate, so you can make sure that these codes can only work between certain times or certain days, or you can make them permanent. Within the app you can actually set up to 40 different users, which when you compare that to making 40 keys for 40 different people, it really begins to make sense to have a smart lock. Now, whilst you can create your own 4 to 7 digit code and use that for up to 40 people, there are times when you may want to generate a code that's totally random, and this is why they offer this thing called the Reagle code. Now, the Reagle code allows the app to generate a totally random 8-digit number, and as such you can set limits to this code as well. Now, the great benefit of having a Reagle code is that it generates a totally random number. Now, as secure-minded as we are these days, a lot of people tend to use the same numbers over and over again, so this eliminates that possibility if you want extra security. The final part of the app is called Log, and this logs all instances of the lock being accessed. So it'll tell you if you've unlocked the door via Siri, via your keys, via a code, or even if you've failed or somebody has failed to unlock your door with a wrong code. Now, with many of our videos, this is just an overview to get you to see what the lock looks like in the hand, as it were. But if you want to check out the full review, please head over to HomeKit News and Reviews and you can read the full unbiased review. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.